Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Object 261, it's the Tier 10 Soviet SPG. This one's located on the east spawn of Sand River, one of my favourite maps, and it's under the command of Mike 1963_1. Game on. Well, he's wearing the carpet camouflage, the one we got for from the Christmas episode. Well, I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago. But everyone to their own choices. I suppose it was free. Right, well, he's aiming his 18cm howitzer downrange. It's a naval gun. And he's looking for targets. 800 alpha, 45mm pen, and a 30.68 second reload by standard. He's got 27.35. Okay, waiting for an enemy to be spotted. The T10's going down the valley straight away. The river valley, I should say, or down the river bed. But we haven't really got any scouts out except an AMBT to the south. Enemy Wizzy 1-4. Oh! Now that was good. He got 258 from a hit. 376 from being tracked as well. So somebody else must have hit him whilst he was immobile. So that's not a bad start. It's almost loaded, ready to go again. The bad thing about this Arty is it doesn't really come with a whole lot of ammunition. Unfortunately, you only get 20 rounds in total. It used to be you only got 18 rounds actually, but now it's 20. But even so, that's still not enough to last the entire battle. So the second shot gets him only 118 off the Skoda T56, but he is tracked, he's stationary, he's getting hit, and he's picking up stun assist. Or was he picking up stun assist? No, I don't think he was actually there. But he's lining up another shot, and he gets a kill with that one. 168. Very nice. It looked like it hit the rear of the vehicle. Now, not a lot of people actually know that there were 3 Object 261s. The first one, the Object 261-1, had a 152mm gun in a closed casemate. The 261-2 had an open 152mm, much like the current Arty. And the third version actually had the open 180mm. It's, as I said, a naval gun that they've stuck in instead. If we'd actually had the 152mm, it wouldn't have been anywhere as much as powerful. And in fact, in many ways, it might have actually resembled some of the tank destroyers in the Soviet field. So in a sense, actually, it's a good thing that we didn't actually, or it didn't get the 152. Never actually got built though, because it was developed on the IS-7 hull in 1957, and by that time the Soviets didn't have a need for additional SPGs because they had plenty. He's going to put that shell between the two, and he stunned both of them, but splashed the Wizzy 111-14. He's looking for a target near the center. Now that's a good target to hit, the Borask, because he could probably pen that. Now he didn't fire there, snap. Instead he's decided to go after these guys because they're the ones holding up our teammates from moving in on the enemy cap. It's a tier 10 game with tier 8 tanks in it. He's going for the Jaeger route. Could kill it. Oh, it lands behind. But he does get some critical damage and he gets some stun. The Jaegeru is out the game. The closest family to the Object 261, you might say, is an Object 263 because they do resemble each other a great deal. Obviously, the Object 263 wasn't made from the hull of an IS-7. Or was it? I think I'm wrong there. It was made from an IS-7. So, in actual fact, with a 152mm gun, the 261 would have been the 263. Okay, he's got two tanks together here. If he can keep these two together, he will reap the benefit. And it looks like the other Arty on our team, the M53, M55, who we're platoon with, is actually firing in that direction as well. Okay, near the cap area, we've got a Conway who's taking shots and then dipping behind cover. That's nicely lined up. Looks good. Direct hit. 341. And he goes down, which means that Mike picks up the stun assist off that one. Back down to the south, the Cranvarn separated, and he's gone down. Taken out in this time by the Conway. Back near the cap, we got a 122 TM hiding behind the rock. And we're loaded. Oh, he fires just as the guy moves. Almost like he knew the shell was coming. Yes, they do get the warning nowadays. And in the cap, we've got an AFK, a Super Conqueror. And there's the enemy Arty, a GWE100, who decided not to try and run away. Because if he did, he'd get spotted and then he'd get easily killed. So he actually stuck around to try and shotgun people. Mike's loaded, fires a round in and gets a... Oh, that's a big hit. 316. It's a non-penetrating round, but it certainly hurt the GWE. We're waiting for any sign of that GWE again, but nobody's near enough to spot it, except maybe the Barask on our team, who's about mid-map at the moment. IS-32 and another direct hit, 194 from that one. Mike's spreading the shells around as much as he can to try and obviously get a Confederate if he can. He's already up to 2,000 hit points of damage and we're only halfway through the game. He's firing based on the fact that the IS-32 is probably in that area. Okay, there's the Superconk. Oh, the GWE worked out where we were and fired back at us. So now we need to get out of this spot because it means the GWE knows where we are and he's going to be firing this direction again. We're still stunned, but we're going to fire any second. Okay, got rid of the stun. Rounds out. Now he needs to move. Now, ideally, what you should do is move quite some distance away from the firing spot because if you have been hit once, they might just relocate you from seeing where the tracer comes the next time. So the best thing for Mike to do would be to fire his shot and then relocate again. Okay, he's going to go after the IS-32. I think that was a little late because, again, it's the other end of the map, so it takes the shells a little while to get there. He lost 422 hit points to the GWE, but that was a non-penetrating shot because, of course, the GWE has a much higher alpha, 1100 hit points. Or is it 1,000? Trying to remember. Oh! No, the GWE has an alpha of 900, so I was wrong. Okay. He's got 4 rounds left and they're premium HE, so I think he's going to try and maximize the amount of damage he can do. Fires snap. Oh, we got a hit! He definitely got a hit on the IS-32. Our Borsig's fairly nearby. He is a one-shot now. We only need to land a round on him. That should take him out of the game. We're only one up on the enemy, so taking the IS-32 out of the game would help. Okay, he's trying to hit the Borsig. It's lined up. Rounds out. And that's a kill. He hasn't moved that far away from that previous position. In fact, the A and BT said that was a nice shot, actually. I think he appreciated that work. Ideally, Mike needs to move. If I was him, actually, I'd go right down the southern end of the map and try and get closer to the enemy cap area. There's only 5 enemies left. There's one of them. It's the tortoise. Now, the problem is he's in a bit of a spot where we can't hit him. As long as he's in that little alcove there, we can't drop a shell in. It would hit the rocks before it hits the tortoise. So it'd be a waste of a shell. The best place to pre-aim would be back at the enemy cap, because we've got a Lorraine 50-ton making his way round. The Barras is going in for a quick couple of shots. There's one. Fires the second one in. And there is the Superconch. I go for the GWE. Put him out of the game because the Superconch's an AFK. He got 106, but he could have got the kill. He did get the stun assist, and oh my god, look at that! His platoon mate actually set fire to the Superconch. And there's the enemy batch at 155.55. He's gone. Now, clear the GWE 100 or the Superconch. Go for the Superconch this time. Okay. Rounds out. Long flight time. But he gets the kill. And that means now there's only one enemy left. It's the Borsig, who's up on the heights. And he's just been killed, so it is a victory. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker for Mike 1963_1 in the Object 261. Very well played. It's not his first ace tanker, he's had them before. He's had a bruiser medal as well for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he managed to get 15, and his win rate from that game was 3,519, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team score. Didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Brask, who was just about running everywhere. He got a high caliber, a Confederate, and a tank sniper out of that game. And he also picked up 5,811 hit points of damage. The second highest damage went to his platoon mate, who got a Gauze medal in the M53, M55, and 3,995 hit points. And the third highest damage goes to Mike, who managed to get 3,127. When it came to kills, I'm afraid it was the Brask who actually scored 3 as well as Mike. So they both ended up with the high number. But I suppose you could say that he did get the highest number of kills in the game. So that would satisfy him, to say the least. And when it came to base XP, his platoon mate managed to get 2. So he missed out on the Brothers in Arms there just by 1. And when it came to base XP, it is the Brask again with 1,564. His platoon mate in the M53, M55, which I think is Burl Terrible, he managed to get 1,158 base. And there's Mike with 1,043. They were one of 4 players who actually managed to get over 1,000 base from the game. So obviously they were very, very good players. And there were some fairly poor players further down the line. You can see there, some of them really not scoring very highly indeed, but these guys were really working it as much as they could. We can see that he did fire every round of ammunition in the game that he had in his Object 261. 20 rounds fired, 9 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations, but 20 splash. Damage of 3,127 hit points, and all of it was at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit from the GWE, who managed to get a shell either actually on him or nearby, and it was enough to get a non-penetrating shot, so it kept him in the game, but he did lose a fair amount of hit points as a result. And, of course, 1 hit by way of splash. That was the GWE. 9 enemy vehicles were hit, 3 were killed. So, yes, there's a 6 difference there, but he didn't get a Confederate because somebody else was better than him. In fact, that was the Barask. 1,928 hit points of damage assistance, and 973 hit points of stun assists off 10 stuns. He earned 60,614 credits from the game on a premium account, but unfortunately after repair and ammunition resupply, he actually made a small loss to the game of 5,252 credits. He earned 7 bonds because it was tier 10, and 1,564 XP times 2 for the first victory. Took away 3,129 experience points altogether. We go to the brass, we can see, yes, there's that Confederate. The reason he got that Confederate, he had an 8 difference, yes, and as we saw with Mike, it was only a 6 difference for him, so he needed to have hit 2 more tanks if he was going to get that Confederate to match the score on the Barask. So congratulations to the Barask. He did fight a very good game. And Mike, well, at least he got his ace tanker out of it. You can't deny that, and I'm sure he'll be happy with that one. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.